Hi guys, another BPS knife review for you, and this one is the BS1FT. This is still in the packaging. This is how it arrives. So you get cardboard packaging, then the BPS knives box, and inside the box we have the knife, and the sheath. This is a different style of sheath to the ones I've shown in previous videos. That's the sheath on my B1, and that's the sheath for this one. That is the colour, if you've seen the video I did for this one, that is the colour that this sheath was originally. Before I polished it and waxed it and polished it even. So if you put some boot polish and some wax on it, you can expect that sheath to come out that colour. The knife itself, this is about the smallest one they do, I believe. So it's a quite a small knife, got a small blade on it. I'll just put it, show you in comparison with my B1. So for somebody with smaller hands, or for finer work, or somebody that just likes a smaller knife, then that would be a good choice. The blade's thickness is slightly thinner. If I can hold these without dropping them and cutting myself. The blade thickness is slightly thinner, but it's still quite a substantial blade. The blade itself is shorter, but I've got quite small hands, but that for me is a really nice fit. I quite like this one actually. It's not as chunky as this one, but I think that is going to be a very usable small knife. I think personally I would have preferred the sheath to be more that style, but this is a nice little sheath. As with all the BPS knife sheaths, it's got a welt on it. It's not quite as heavy duty leather as some of the bigger knives, but then again, it's a small knife, it doesn't really need to be. But again, a really high quality leather sheath. The belt loop is possibly a little bit small. I'm not sure if it'd go around your thicker belts, but it's double riveted, so that's not going to come off. In fact, let's just try it. This is quite a wide bushcraft belt here, so I think it's a tight fit, but yeah, that will just about fit on the wider belts. Let's pop these out of the way a minute. Obviously it's a small knife, so I don't really want to batten anything too solid or too big, but let's just try. This isn't a particularly big piece of wood. It's not a particularly big knife, but let's just see how it copes. put that way around so you can see. No issues with that. Not the most solid piece of wood. Let's try a piece from that I've used in the other videos. I must say, with the smaller handle, it's possibly not quite as easy to get a really good grip on it for battening. But as I said, I wouldn't be using this knife for battening much anyway, to be honest. It's a small knife. But yeah, it copes with that quite happily. Have we got a smooth edge? Let's see if we can make some feathers with it. But yeah, nice little feathers there with it. This is straight out the box, as you've seen. This hasn't been sharpened. This is as it comes from the factory. Let's just see how thin. We can get some feathers on this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Oh yeah, that is quite impressive. Again, a very, very capable little knife. I have to say, I like that one. That's a nice little knife. Well, as with the other videos, let's have a look at the specs. So this one is between $29.40 or $33.10. The total length is 7.87 inches or 200 millimeters. The blade length is 3.74 inches or 95 millimeters. The handle length is 4.13 inches or 105 millimeters. The handle thickness is 0.66 inches or 17 millimeters. The blade thickness is 0.1 of an inch or 1.9 millimeters. So that's 1.9. That's 1 millimeter thinner than the knives I've shown you in previous videos. That was the Adventurer that I showed you in a different video. And the blade is 1 millimeter thinner than that. I'll show you that in comparison to the Adventurer as well. It is a lot smaller, as you can see. Where were we? The weight without the sheath is 2.82 ounces or 80 grams. It's quite a light. Obviously it's got a little bit of weight to it. It's made of steel, but So without the sheath it's 2.82 ounces or 80 grams. With the sheath it's 4.23 ounces or 120 grams. And the package is 4.93 ounces or 140 grams. I presume that's with the box as well. This is stainless steel, 5CR 14MOV. That's the type of steel. Hardness 56 to 58. And again, a cracking little knife from BPS Knives, and an absolute bargain for the price. So if you're looking for a small knife, camping knife, bushcraft knife, whatever, that is well worth considering. And as I say, they're all made in Ukraine. So personally, I think it's a good idea to support those guys out there. But yeah, absolutely fantastic pieces of kit. One thing I've not tried with this yet, and apparently this can be a little bit stiff, is actually putting it in the sheath. That is, there we go. Just pushing it carefully. There you go, that's the first time that knife has been in its sheath. So it is a little bit tight. Might benefit from wet forming the sheath. So soak the sheath in water, wrap the knife in cling film and then put it in and then leave it to dry and let the sheath form. But I think with a little bit of use, I think that will be fine. But yeah, that is the B1. No, it's not. BS1FT. That's the Adventurer in its sheath, so you can see the difference in size. But yeah, I think if you are looking for a knife, you're not going to do any better than a BPS knife unless you want to spend an absolute fortune on it. Obviously some of the handmade ones will be better, but if you're looking for a good quality knife at a reasonable price, BPS are ones I would highly recommend. So take care, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.